Hello dear business partners. Let me welcome you on behalf of all Jablotron employees to the autumn presentation of product innovations. For many reasons we have decided to go back to the regular campaigns we started years ago. I believe this is beneficial to all of us, whether it be in terms of presenting at shows or preparing for the training season or creating marketing materials. However, we have made a slight change compared to previous years. We will introduce not only products that you can order from today, as used to be the case, but also products that we will be able to put on sale by the end of this year. Before my colleagues and I introduce this year's news, let me give the floor to the owner of the company, Mr. Dalibor Dedek. Hello, my name is Dalibor Dedek, and it's been 32 years since I founded Jablotron. I did it because I always enjoyed dreaming about new products, developing them and bringing them to market. I've been doing it for 22 years. Then I handed over the management of the company with a 40% share to my successor and devoted myself to my grandchildren and charitable activities. Last autumn, I returned to Jablotron again as a 100% owner. I first had to get to know new people, the product range, installers, distributors, but also what the competition was doing. The 10-year distance gave me perspective. I found that we still have capable technicians and engineers in Jablotron, but we also have a treasure trove there that the competition can't even dream of. Hundreds of thousands of our alarms are connected to the cloud, and therefore we have amazing statistics on how our products are installed, what features installers use, and what end users actually use. I've found that the Jablotron 100 is a robust, reliable product, but it is too complex and cluttered for an average installer. It is missing some important components. It lacks new and modern keyboards. On the other hand, it has a lot of unnecessary features that only few people use. Therefore, as a first step, I decided to clean up our desk and quickly finish the small additions and modifications that have already been in progress. What has been achieved in the first few months will be presented to you by my colleagues. Hello! Let me introduce you to the features we have implemented in my Jablotron and my company in the last 2 years. In the My Jablotron 6.0.0 user application version, we offered several interesting features, mainly redesign of the My Services module, which allows end users to purchase additional services, such as video verification services. The redesign included the application header, system overview, scheduling, sharing, and live camera feed. Android users gained quick access using facial recognition. iOS users gained very interesting options to create smart automation functions thanks to the fact that we managed to integrate the My Jablotron app into the default Shortcuts iOS app. For example, to control the alarm with Siri Assistant and set up critical push notifications. For instance, when an alarm occurs. My Jablotron version 7.0.0 included redesigned widget configuration, a new feature to display the actual status of peripherals on the widget, optimization of SMS credit history in My Services, full text search in the main My Services listing, sending service and marketing push notifications to the app, plus for iOS, widget redesign and Apple Watch configuration, and a new Apple Watch app with peripheral status, thermometer and thermostat indications. In my Jablotron 7.1.0, we introduced the option to see the direct contact details of the installer if the installer has set it up in My Company, so they can call, text or email them directly from the app. Another important feature was to allow users as well as installers to set the dark mode. This feature is popular with many mobile phone users who find it more eye-friendly and also saves on display battery consumption. The dark mode can be set according to the universal settings of the mobile phone app, or can be set specifically in the My Jablotron or My Company app. Version My Jablotron 8.0.0 offered optimization for display on tablets in terms of graphics and also support for landscape display. Rotating the tablet orientation will now enable My Jablotron to switch to landscape mode if required. What's new in My Jablotron 8.1.0? Partial arm from the section list, changing the order or hiding programmable outputs, push notification history, setting automatic deletion of content, events or images, for example. I hope you enjoy using these features in our applications. In the retrospective of 2 years, I would like to remind you of the significant innovations in the F-Link configuration software. One of the changes was the ability to set the timer to report an unset section from 5 minutes onwards. Another was the possibility to mask out the image for IP cameras, so that they cover only the guarded area. We have also integrated the Prevents Setting feature. This is a new feature that allows any status detector in the system to be programmed to prevent the section it is in from being set when its input or tamper is active. Another feature is the ability to select the size of the export of events from memory in the range from 100 kilobytes to 2 megabytes. This will be used by installers when accessing events remotely. We also integrated the recording of successful and unsuccessful authorizations into the event log. F-Link also supports the logging of valid and invalid authorizations in system events. F-Link also fully supports the Windows 11 operating system. In the new F-Link, it will be possible to choose the background color when printing segment labels. Another new feature is the support of the VDS control method. Of course, new F-Link supports all listed devices. Let me introduce you to the first in a series of new detectors, the JA150F wireless flood detector. Until now, if an installer wanted to offer a wireless flood detector to a customer, he had the option to connect the input of the JA150M magnet to the LD81 flood detector and install these on the wall. Apart from the aesthetic aspect, the installation had the limitation that it was not possible to place the flood detector anywhere on the floor. Therefore, also taking into account your feedback, we decided to prepare a new standalone version, the JA150F wireless flood detector. The detector can now be placed anywhere in the room. For example, near a washing machine, dishwasher, or other possible source of water leakage. You can also monitor water leaks from outside the building, for example during heavy rainfall. At the same time, we have optimized the F-Link, so that the product takes only one position instead of 2. We believe that you will be pleased with this solution. The next product I would like to introduce you to is a detector that is designed to detect the movement of people in the outdoor environment. It was developed in cooperation with the Italian company Lincer. This product complements the range of outdoor motion detectors that are compatible with all Jablotron 100 Plus control panels. The design of the detector is classic, with the optical part containing 2 separate PIR sensors. The lenses and the polycarbonate housing of the detector are UV resistant. A tamper contact is standard, and the ingress protection code is IP45. A great advantage of the detector is the variability of detection settings in two separate zones, where the detection distance can be mechanically adjusted in a wide range, from 3 to 15 meters. Installation is also easy in terms of setting the direction of detection, which is almost identical to the JA159P outdoor detector. The detection angle is 85 degrees and can be set in a range of up to 170 degrees to the installation axis. The detector is installed perpendicular to a height of 1 to 1.2 meters above the ground, using 4 screws. The mounting pad is first attached to the flat mounting surface, to which the front cover is then attached and which is secured with a locking screw. We believe you will find this detector an interesting alternative to existing outdoor detectors. Hello. On behalf of Jablotron's Mechanical Development Department, I would like to introduce you to another block of products that we have prepared for this campaign. Taking into account the feedback and the appearance of modern interiors, we have decided to include new colour variants of plastics in the portfolio. Currently, we have prepared them for selected products, but in the future these colours will be standard. But before we move on to completely new colour variants of plastics, I would like to introduce a significant change that affects the existing white plastics. The first new feature is the new white, which will gradually replace the existing colour shade of plastics. In this case, it is not just a change of shade. It is primarily a complete change in the material composition, which has led to a substantial increase in UV stability. We have been working with a global manufacturer of plastic granulates to develop the material. Together, we have created a unique material composition and shade that is designed only for Jablotron. In addition to UV stability, the new material also brings improved mechanical properties, which ultimately means longer product life, and also a reduction in plastic consumption. Despite its unique composition, the material is easy to recycle, along with commonly available plastics such as ABS or PC. Another new feature is the new attractive colour shades, grey and anthracite. They can thus be well matched to interior furnishings. The challenge for us here was to maintain colour shade consistency in repeat production across all manufacturers. Therefore, we had to develop our own methodology for measuring the colour shade, which we can repeat both in our own production and in all the plastic moulding plants we work with. With a range of new colours, you will find the ideal combination of products for modern interiors, designer wallpapers and different types of walls and facades. In the new colours, grey and anthracite, we offer the JA13EE and JA114E keypads, as well as the JA153E and JA154E wireless variants. In the product codes, we mark the grey colour with the abbreviation GR and the anthracite colour with the letters AN. The JA192E control segments are of course included in both colour variants. We also offer ribbons for label printers in the same shades. At the same time, the internal settings of the keypads are prepared for printing the coloured segments, where it is possible to choose from 3 colour variants of printing: white, grey and anthracite. We will also offer the aforementioned keyboards and segments in both white variants. The existing product designation remains for the original white. The additional code abbreviation WH indicates the new white version. With this distinction, you can always reliably purchase products made of the same material, except for the keyboards and segments for all other products. The new white will gradually replace the previous version without a choice of the white version. We are also launching magnets in the new colours. White, grey and anthracite will be offered for the JA111M, JA150M and JA151M detectors. For the JA111MB, JA151MB mini magnets, the colour brown will also remain on offer. The last group of products for which we are currently introducing new colours are outdoor siren covers. In addition to the white and stainless steel versions, a new grey will replace the original shade, and the anthracite will complete the 4 colours. All versions of the covers will also be offered with a red or blue flasher. I hope you like the new plastic colours and that your customers will appreciate them too. As you know, the Jablotron 100 Plus system offers or has offered several types of control panels. These were and are the JA100K, JA101K, JA103K, JA106K and JA107K. We have already stopped selling the JA101K control panel, and it will no longer be available for sale. We plan to do the same with the JA106K control panel. We're aware of the fact that even though the JA106 control panel had its limitations today, especially that it did not support some new features, many of our installers still used it when they needed a control panel for a small installation in terms of parameters, but fully bus installation. Yes, it is true that a full bus installation with a JA103 control panel that had all 50 bus detectors was not possible. For this reason, and based on the feedback we received from you, we decided to come up with a control panel that covers the requirements of both. A small control panel in terms of parameters and a full bus installation at the same time. Let me introduce you to the JA103K 7AH control panel. In the JA103K 7AH, we used plastic from the large JA107K control panel. The JA103K control panel board was placed in a large mounting box using a spacer. We kept the JA111R radio module holder. We have created space to accommodate a 7AH battery, which is the maximum permitted battery capacity to meet the standard. By the way, speaking of standards, the control panel is certified and meets the requirements of EN Grade 2 and Insert. The parameters are the same as those of the JA103K. As a reminder, these are up to 8 sections, up to 50 peripherals, this time really bus peripherals, up to 50 users, and up to 32 programmable outputs. Of course, the use of communicators remains a matter of course, whether it is LTE communicator JA194Y, GSM, GPRS communicator JA192Y. I believe that the main advantages and possible installations of this control panel are known to everyone, but let me summarise them. These panels are primarily suited for smaller installations, where a full bus installation is required, and thus require more backup power than the standard JA103K panel. They can therefore be used in single-family homes or smaller commercial premises. It is also possible to use this control panel in areas where there are frequent power outages, and it is necessary to have a control panel with a higher capacity backup battery in the building. Last but not least, the use of a large box makes it easier to arrange the bus installation inside the control panel. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are planning to discontinue the sale of the JA106K control panel. The JA100K, JA103K, JA103K7AH and JA107K control panels will be included in the Jablotron 100 Plus system portfolio. The JA100K will remain the last panel that will not be facelifted and will not allow the installation of new bidirectional elements. However, I can promise you that next year we are preparing the unification of all control panels on the same platform, and all control panels will be on the same technological level. Another product we would like to introduce today is a brand new combined shock or tilt detector and magnetic detector with external input. This product completes the range of perimeter detectors. The detector is equipped with bidirectional asynchronous communication, which allows remote changes in the internal settings while saving the battery. For this reason, it is only compatible with JA103K, JA103K7AH and JA107K control panels. As I mentioned, this is a combined detector of a shock or tilt and magnetic detector with external input. The detector is available in white colour. In terms of functions and features, in shock detection mode, it responds to vibrations and shocks caused by the pad to which it is attached. The shock sensitivity can be adjusted automatically or manually on a scale of 1 to 10. In tilt detection mode, it responds to changes in its position. The magnetic sensor works on a completely new principle of magnetic curve detection. Thanks to this, it can detect foreign magnetic fields and thus prevent possible sabotage by an extraneous magnet. It is also possible to connect an external contact, for example a wired magnetic detector, roller shutter or other switch via the input. It logically occupies 2 positions in the system. This detector has interesting possibilities of use, considering the fact that it allows the operation of both functions at the same time. It can thus be used as a combined shake, tilt and open detector. Combined with shock and magnet detection, an alarm can be triggered when a window or door has not yet been opened to prevent further property damage or burglary. Or a programmable output can be activated, for example, to light a lamp using our smart plug. Magnetic contact or universal input may not always be used. Thus, the detector can be used as an ordinary shock or tilt detector to detect manipulation with the guarded object. As far as installation is concerned, compared to a conventional magnetic detector, the adjustment of the shock sensitivity and the magnet calibration must be taken into account. All in the F-Link configuration software, of course. I believe you will love this detector. Another of the innovations that we would like to introduce on behalf of the Jablotron team are RFID readers and keypads with RFID readers for indoor or outdoor use, which offer a unique combination of modern design and are a complement to the access modules of the Jablotron 100 Plus system, valid for JA103K and JA107K control panels and their other variants. Before we get to the parameters themselves, let's take a look at all the types we would be putting on sale. First of all, these are the simple RFID readers that we offer both in the white variant, JA120EWH, and in the black variant, JA120EBK. And next are keypads with RFID readers, again in both colour variants, white, JA121EWH, and black, JA121EBK. The front front surface of both RFID readers and keypads is made of a special synthetic tempered glass that cannot be easily scratched by keys or other hard objects. This differentiates it from products made of ordinary plexiglass or polycarbonate. The glass surface is also easy to maintain. With a keypad with RFID reader, sections or programmable outputs can be controlled via an action button with a lock icon. It is thus a de facto single segment keypad that can be used as a main keypad in apartments or suites to control one section, or used as an additional keypad in larger installations. The keypad allows the system to be controlled by entering the user code only. Additional benefits include the ability to control programmable outputs by valid authorization. This feature is ideal for access control systems. Valid authorization can also be used to control sections of the system in a basic way. Optical and acoustic indication of statuses and adjustment of backlight intensity and volume are also available. Apart from the aforementioned, the great advantage of these readers and keypads is that they have dual RFID reading technology. This means that they support the reading of cards and chips at frequencies of either 125 kHz, which is currently used by the Jablotron 100 Plus range, and now also at 13.56 MHz, which is the frequency at which, for example, MyFair Classic operates. Chips or cards with a frequency of 13.56 MHz from other systems can now also be used to control the Jablotron 100 Plus system. Next, I would like to introduce the accessories for these readers and keypads. We are now adding a dual access card and chip to the portfolio for the 125 kHz and 13.56 MHz frequencies. JA193J for the access card and JA196J for the chip. The readers and keypads are designed to be mounted in indoor as well as outdoor protected environments, and can also be used for mounting in industrial environments. Installation is easy using 2 screws. In the case of mounting on the KU68 flush mounting box, which is the most commonly used in the Czech Republic, we offer special mounting pads that cover the flush mounting box. WRE KU68BK for the black variant, or WRE KU68WH for the white variant. Last but not least, we offer a mounting box where the surface bus bar routing is used. We offer them again in both colour variants. WRE SCBK for the black variant, or WRE SCWH for the white variant. I hope that you're interested in the presented products and you will be satisfied with them. Finally, it is my dear duty to introduce a couple of brand new products that you have been waiting for in our offer for a long time. For this campaign, we have prepared 2 types of smart wireless plug switches: JB160N plug for the French plug type and JB161N plug for Schuko plug type. These wireless bidirectional communicating smart plugs represent completely new possibilities for home automation solutions within all Jablotron 100 Plus control panels. Let's take a closer look at the design. The plugs have been designed for installation in standard single sockets, with a focus on sufficient cooling of the electronics, even under maximum continuous load. Both versions of the switched plugs are available in white. At the top, there is a functional illuminated button, which is also a signal that works according to the segment logic, i.e., if lit, red, the plug is switched on and the connected appliances are powered. Yellow, loss of communication, or when the switched plug is not enrolled to the control panel. Green, the plug is switched off and the appliances are not powered. One of 3 types of optical indication can be selected in the settings. You can set a permanent indication or a 3-second indication after a change of state, or the indication can be permanently switched off. The ribbing at the rear is visible, which ensures that the switch plug is perfectly cooled and can sustain a continuous power load of up to 16 amps, i.e. the equivalent of 3,600 watts at 230 volts. The installation of this product is logically very easy by simply plugging it into a power socket. Smart wireless plugs can respond to any event in the system. They also allow you to set up an activation using the calendar function. This can be combined with other system elements to create a variety of automation scenarios. Of course, it is also possible to control the switching of the plug manually via a button located on the front of the product, or remotely via the My Jablotron app. This makes them the ideal solution for installing appliance controls in the socket, or to solve situations where the installation of PG output modules requiring a bus or power supply is no longer possible. Let me mention a few interesting application recommendations that this product enables. For example, if you have an outdoor motion detector in your installation, you can activate it to turn on a lamp in the living room and pretend that someone is home. Or you can turn off appliances after setting a section. For example, a Wi-Fi router or a power outlet you use mostly for an iron. Another interesting installation is to combine it with a thermostat or thermometer, either by triggering the fan based on temperature overrun or triggering the heating device based on temperature drop. You can also control the pool filtration, lighting elements. For example, the path in the garden or Christmas decorations, or other devices based on timer settings in the calendars, or switch them directly from the mobile phone via the mobile app. I hope that you're interested in the presented products and that you will be satisfied with them. We have made only small steps in the innovation of our product range so far, but the important thing is that the development process has started to move again. We will offer you more in the next campaign. We have new and modern keyboards in the pipeline. We are preparing the division of the Jablotron 100 into 3 levels. The basic range will be a greatly simplified alarm that the installer will quickly configure with an app on his mobile phone. It is designed especially for new installers. The Pro-Fi will be an optimized range that allows a professional installer to set up commonly used features in a clear and understandable way. In the Expert range, an experienced installer can set up almost anything. We will also bring you new detector designs. In between, however, we will be working on a completely new system. You know, my last name means old man or grandfather in Czech, but I still feel like a young dreamer, full of energy. I look forward to enjoying Jablotron's return to product leadership together with you. Finally, I would like to brief you on the steps that will follow. The products whose codes you see now can already be ordered on the B2B shop. We will always inform you about the launch of next products in our newsletters. Finally, I would like to thank all my colleagues who participated in the creation of the products and the preparation of the campaign. And thank you for your attention, and I look forward to the next product campaign.